Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Sahila binti Yaakob from class TB82443C. My ID number is 2023168219. So, my topic is corruption watchdog demands accountability after damning a PSC report. So, I will explaining the summary of this article. The corruption watchdog Transparency International Malaysia, which is a TIM, is demanding accountability from the Health Ministry following a damning public accounts committee, which is a PAC report. The report has revealed a breach of procurement protocols in the purchase of ventilators during the COVID-19 pandemic, with 104 out of 136 ventilators ordered found to be unusable. TIM President, which is Muhammad Mohan, criticized the emergency procurement deals conducted via WhatsApp and emphasized the need for adherence to procurement SOPs. He called for the Health Minister to investigate the scandal, which is explain actions taken and ensure measures to prevent recurrence. The concerns were raised about pharmaceutical logistic involvement as a middleman without a proper contract. They questioning the ministry's transparency. The PAC report also highlighted the lack of accountability for faulty equipment due to the absence of a written agreement. The Medical Association President urged a thorough explanation for the unusable ventilators and call for accountability in the procurement process. So I move to the next part, which is the issues. Which the first one is I found is a breach of procurement protocols. In this article, highlights about a problem with how ventilators were purchased during the COVID-19 pandemic. They found out that the procurement protocols were not followed properly, and deals were made on WhatsApp instead of using a formal process. This lack of transparency and accountability is concerning. It shows that there's a flaw in the overall procurement management system. So, the second is issues with pharmaceutical logistics. Another issue was the involvement of pharmaceutical logistics as a middleman in ventilator procurement without a proper contract. This raised concerns about accountability and transparency. It's important to have a clear contracts and do thorough supplier checks to avoid mismanagement of funds and faulty equipment. So the lastly is the article highlights a several lack of accountability in the public procurement system. The President of Transparency International Malaysia, which is a TIM, is calling for a thorough investigation by the Health Minister and wants an explanation of the actions taken to address the issues raised in the PAC report. This lack of accountability not only affects the efficient use of a public fund but also undermines the public trust in the government's ability to handle emergency procurement responsibly. So the next part is a solution. The first one is enhanced transparency and documentation. Transparency is crucial in the procurement process to build trust and accountability. Create a detailed documentation system that covers every step from planning to contract execution. This should include reasons for decisions, supplier criteria, and communication details. A centralized digital platform can help streamline the documentation and communication. Also, it can making the audits easier. They should regularly communicate about the procurement policies and procedures to all involved parties for a shared understanding of standards and process. Second is strengthen the compliance and oversight. Given the regulations complexities, investing in ongoing procurement team training is critical. This training should address related laws, regulations, and ethical standards to ensuring that employees understand the criteria for the compliance. Create an oversight system or an internal audit team to examine the procurement activities on a regular basis. This team should be empowered to evaluate the deviations from established procedures and report findings to top management or an independent monitoring body. Lastly is improve a procurement efficiency and accountability. To improve the procurement efficiency and accountability, consider using a modern technology and procedures, which is electronic procurement, which e-procurement system can automate the process, reduce the paperwork, and provide real-time tracking. Ensure your staff is trained on the latest technologies and the best practice. Other than that, assign clear roles and responsibilities for each stage on the procurement process to establish accountability. Foster a culture of accountability by rewarding compliance and enforcing consequence for deviation. Also, it should encourage open communication among the procurement departments for a coordinated and accountable strategy. So that's all from me. Thank you.